Can Taj Ariza land for the Cats? Taj Ariza on a night that will go down in California high school basketball history. Taj Ariza proved to the world that his name is not just an echo of his father Trevor Ariza's legacy, but rather the harbinger of a new era. With his spectacular dunk in the final seconds, he led the Westchester Comets to their 16th city section title in a thrilling 65-55 victory over Chatsworth. The feat not only capped a redemptive season for the Comets, but also put Ariza in the spotlight as one of the most promising players on the youth scene. And if Kentucky basketball coach Mark Pope has his way, this young phenom could be a key player in the program's future. Taj's journey to this point has been marked by challenges and high expectations. The son of basketball icon Trevor Ariza, whose name is etched into the history of both Westchester High and the NBA, Taj carries the pressure of living up to a colossal legacy. However, far from succumbing to the weight of comparisons, he has demonstrated maturity and talent in turning that legacy into fuel for his own achievements. His decisive performance against Chatsworth, with 19 points, crucial assists in the fourth quarter, and impressive coolness at the free throw line, left no doubt that this is a special player. What makes Taj Ariza even more interesting to observers like Mark Pope is the unique combination of skills he displays on the court. In addition to his obvious athleticism, that final dunk was a perfect example of that. He has shown tactical intelligence, vision of the game, and leadership in critical moments. When Chatsworth tried to fight back in the last minute, it was technical fouls committed by the opposing team that sealed his fate, and Ariza took advantage of every opportunity to punish those mistakes. His free throw shooting efficiency, 4 for 4 in the fourth quarter, and his ability to stay calm in high-pressure situations are traits that any college coach dreams of finding in a recruit. For Mark Pope, who has worked tirelessly to mold Kentucky basketball into a competitive and resilient team, the addition of a player like Taj Ariza would be a game-changer. The coach has demonstrated a keen eye for talent that combines technical ability with a winning mentality, and Taj seems to be exactly the type of athlete who fits that profile. Plus, his experience on big stages, like the packed matchup against Chatsworth, shows that he is not intimidated by crowds or big-name opponents. That mentality will be essential as he faces the demands of college basketball, where every game is a battle and every mistake is magnified. Another aspect that stands out is Taj's ability to lead without having to hog the ball. During the tournament, he shared the floor with other talented players, like Jordan Ballard, who contributed 15 points in the deciding game. It reflects a team mentality that Pope deeply values. In a sport often dominated by individual egos, Taj has demonstrated that he knows how to prioritize the success of the team, even when he is in the spotlight. This attitude, which aligns with Pope's philosophy, could make him a natural leader in the Kentucky locker room. It's worth noting the emotional context of this achievement for Taj. He arrived at Westchester High with a mission to recapture the magic of the Comets, a program that had once been synonymous with excellence under legends like Ed Uzom and, later, DeWitt Cotton. By bringing home the 16th title, he not only honored his father's legacy, but also reaffirmed Westchester's place among the greats of high school basketball. That sense of purpose and connection to his roots is something Pope will surely appreciate. After all, Kentucky basketball is also built on a rich tradition of winning and passion for the sport. As the eyes of the basketball world begin to turn to Taj Ariza, it's impossible not to wonder what impact he could have on Kentucky. Under Mark Pope's tutelage, he would have the opportunity to further refine his game and develop the nuances that would make him a complete player. Imagine a Taj Ariza commanding the perimeter at Rupp Arena, using his versatility to create plays, hit game-winning shots, and lead his teammates through adversity. That vision is not only possible, but extremely plausible. What Taj Ariza did that night in Los Angeles goes far beyond a simple college championship. He wrote his own chapter in history, proving that he is more than worthy of carrying the name he inherited. For Mark Pope in Kentucky basketball, does he represent not just a promising recruit, but a key piece who could land on this team? A Stoops renewing football? We hope. Let's talk about it. Amid the uncertainty and challenges that have marked Kentucky football's 2024 season, a glimmer of hope emerges with recent statements from Mark Stoops. The veteran coach, who has proven his ability to rebuild the program over the years, is determined to renew the team's competitive spirit for 2025, starting with spring practice. Despite a year below expectations, Stoops is not only committed to the future of the program, but he is also showing creativity in his approach to preparing the team. The decision to hold some type of event in the spring, whether a traditional game or an open practice, reflects Stoops' strategic vision. He understands that, even in the face of an increasingly volatile transfer landscape in college football, it is essential to maintain a connection with fans and provide transparency about the team's progress. "I want to do something," Stoops said, noting his intention to open the doors of Kroger Field to fans and media, even if the format is different than usual. It's emblematic of a coach who, despite criticism and inconsistent results, still prioritizes engagement and building a solid foundation for the future. The modified format, similar to the one he introduced last year, could be the ideal solution to balance exposure and protection for the roster. With many new faces on the roster and the April transfer window looming, Stoops is aware that showing off too much of his players in a traditional spring game could leave the team vulnerable to unwanted moves in the transfer portal. But he also recognizes the importance of giving fans a taste of what's to come. The idea of an open practice, where the top names on offense and defense can be seen in action, is a smart way to generate excitement without compromising the integrity of the roster. This approach reflects something bigger, an attempt at reinvention. Stoops knows Kentucky must adapt to the changing landscape of college football, where the transfer cycle and player turnover have transformed the way teams are assembled and managed. By opting for a less conventional format, he demonstrates flexibility and a willingness to innovate, traits that will be crucial to revitalizing the program. After all, Kentucky can no longer rely solely on its traditional identity. It must evolve and find new ways to compete in an increasingly competitive environment. For fans, this news brings a mix of optimism and curiosity. The 2024 season left its mark, but it also served as a reminder that the work of rebuilding never stops. With Stoops at the helm, there is reason to believe Kentucky can resurface in 2025. His experience, combined with a pragmatic approach to spring training, suggests he is willing to make the changes necessary to get the team back on track. Additionally, his insistence on keeping fans engaged, even in a limited format, shows that he understands the crucial role that fan support plays in the success of the program. If there's one thing we can learn from Mark Stoops throughout his tenure at Kentucky, it's that he's not one to give up easily. Even in times of adversity, he finds ways to adjust course and find solutions. The decision to hold some sort of spring event, regardless of format, is a clear sign that he's committed to building something better for the future. For the Wildcats, this could be the first step toward a brighter 2025 season. As we await more details on the spring schedule, one thing is certain. Mark Stoops is determined to write a new chapter for Kentucky football. And while the road ahead may be challenging, his resilient and adaptable approach gives us reason to believe that better days are ahead. If Stoops can channel this renewed energy and unite fans, players, and coaching staff around a common goal, Kentucky has the potential to regain its relevance in college football. I look forward to hearing your thoughts.